Eid Mubarak to our Muslim brothers and sisters. Hello, good evening. It's News 360 coming to you live from the News Hub here at Adesawe Kanda. I am Portia Gabo.
And I am Martin Asiedu Date. These are the headlines for the next 1 hour.
News 360 headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal,
EcoBank.
Coming up this evening, former Communications Minister Ursula Owusu Ekufu challenges President Mahama's remarks on the SIM registration, insisting that the exercise achieved results.
And also coming up tonight, more than 150 typhoid cases recorded at Old Ningo Health Center as worsening water crisis forces residents to rely on unsafe sources.
And later in the bulletin, President John Dramani Mahama calls on global leaders to end the escalating strikes and tensions in the Middle East.
On the international front, Chad intends to deploy 800 police officers and gendarmes to Haiti this year to help the country fight powerful armed gangs.
It's been a beautiful Eid day, and I'm sure that many of you are enjoying your holidays. Well, relax. Let's take you through a 1 hour of comprehensive bulletin.
We begin here in the Greater Accra region, where more than 150 cases of typhoid and other water-related illnesses were recorded at the Old Ningo Health Center between January and March this year. The water crisis in Ningo is forcing residents and households to rely on alternative sources which are adversely affecting their health and well-being. George Queenan was in the community and reports.
Water is the most sought-after resource in Ningo. The water crisis in the community is not getting any better. Access to safe drinking water remains limited. A lagoon once considered a temporary alternative has now become the primary source of water for many households. Despite concerns about contamination and health risks, residents, especially those unable to afford treated or sachet water, depend heavily on the lagoon for daily use, including drinking and cooking. For some, this challenge presents a business opportunity to cash in. A yellow gallon is selling for 5 cedis and a big container for 140 cedis. Prices depend on the water source and the distance to the community.
How much do they sell the gallon?
5 cedi.
It's not expensive.
For the people, it's expensive, but for our consumption and the journey, for us, it's okay. But some of them too, they are happy to get the water because there's not water in the town.
Call Ningo the home of yellow gallons, and you'll not be far from right. Yellow gallons are a common sight in this very community as residents continue to struggle to access potable water.
Because of insecurity, sebi. Even once a day, once a day.
The water crisis is making some of us limit our bathing routines. Even soap doesn't latter with the water.
Ningo, great Ningo, here is you.
Our leaders are trying to resolve the situation. However, we have pram that every 3 days their water is flowing. And we are one constituency, as the same district as well as same constituency. Why is Pram having their water being flowed every 3 days, and we, as if we don't have pipelines?
How could you use 100 cedis for water just a day without eating yet? Your children's school fees are there. I've seen a lot complaining about it. I feel like I should do something, but there's nothing I can do.
Even the aged are not spared in the struggle to access potable water.
Pure water.
I bought a bag of sachet water to bath. We don't have water. We really need water because we are suffering. At Old Ningo Health Center, a nurse quickly showed the news team a source that residents rely on despite its high levels of contamination.
Management confirmed the rise in typhoid cases and other water-related illnesses.
That is the main challenge we have here. Typhoid, all those water-related conditions, we have them. Also because they are picking the water from the ground and any other source they can get. We have the skin infections, the schistosomiasis, all of those things are in there because we have a challenge with water.
The Assembly is committed to addressing the perennial challenge.
Because of the road constructions, we are also having some intermediate lockdown of some of the valves so that they will be able to divert the pipelines from the road. So it's also affecting us in a way. But we are hoping that once the road construction is done and the desalination plant is also worked on, we would have a full volume that we used to have.
As measures are being put in place to restore the desalination plant and address other technical issues, residents can only hope for the best while continuing to deal with their current predicament. George Quinnin, TV3 News, Ningo.
Water, they say, is life, so we are hoping that in the coming days some answers will be given to the many questions residents are asking. Away from that, former Minister for Communications Ursula Owusu-Ekufo has refuted an assertion by President John Mahama that the previous SIM registration exercise was unsuccessful because she had a feud with the then National Identification Authority boss. She says there are facts to support earlier work done, cautioning against what she described as false narratives and attempts by government officials to discredit her.
And try a simple from now at your how can say a buy Okwa na MTN the sea canopy, Nani party I say na your friend baku at your how buy for him say you you na send your name say Minister of Communications are all your SIM registration no. Now on a National Identification Authority page no. Now mon kasa. Now HSA omuntem enye papa.
This is what President Mahama said in the Bono region as part of his justification for the intended SIM re-registration exercise. The former communications minister has denied this and explains that at no point did any disagreement between her and the former NIA boss affect their professional duties to the state. Ursula Owusu-Ekufo says, unlike assertions being made, every active SIM card in use today is linked to a Ghana card and can be traced in the SIM registry database. The former Blekuma West MP criticized the attempt by government to rebrand the interventions they put in place. Another concern Ursula responded to is the discrepancies in the biometric data, refuting claims by the National Communication Authority boss, Reverend Engineer Edmond Urenchi-Fianko.
This is a very small sample that we tested. And so about 81% had a facial match. And by the next slide, when it came to the fingerprint, it was 0. Fundamentally, the NIA fingerprints were taken with contact, whereas what we did with the SIM, with the mobile registration the last time, was contactless. And fundamentally, it would create a challenge as far as matching the two fingerprints are concerned.
Far from this, the former minister says 80% of the facial biometrics captured in the past registration matched the NIA database, according to a 2025 audit. For her, government must not pretend to be introducing anything new, accusing officials of double standard. If for nothing, a foundation was set in the past registration. It may not be perfect, but Ursula says the fact can never be denied. Christian Yale, TV3 News.
In more news tonight, the government of Ghana's move to engage authorities in Burkina Faso following the ban on exports of fresh tomato is already witnessing mixed reactions from local markets. For tomato traders at Makola Market in Accra, the engagement alone is not enough. They are calling for urgent intervention to stabilize supply and protect their livelihoods as uncertainty begins to threaten prices and availability. Samuel Yeboah Adam reports.
In a press release issued by the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, The government said it will engage authorities in Burkina Faso over the decision to ban the export of fresh tomatoes, while urging calm among traders. At Makula Market in Accra, traders say the impact could be felt almost immediately, with a tightened supply chain potentially triggering sharp price increases if urgent steps are not taken.
If someone has his own thing, you cannot go and collect it by your strength. So we, the sellers, is going to cost it a lot. We should go and negotiate with the president. Even the price is too high for us. If we sell, we always lose. If they cease not to bring in tomatoes, we are going to suffer for tomatoes.
This ban will bring us a lot of challenges because that's what we survive on with our children. When this ban continues, there will be a lack of tomatoes in our country, so we are pleading with the president to intervene. We heard that the president of Burkina Faso is placing a ban on exportation of tomatoes. To me, we should improve on ours, and also the government should invest in the farmers so that we can get the same quality as theirs.
For some consumers, it is about time the government invested in local tomato production.
We have farmers in Ghana, so the government needs to invest more in the farmers so that it will enthuse them.
What the government can do is to support farmers with all the machinery needed to farm tomato on large scale so that we will also benefit.
Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber of Agribusiness Ghana, Anthony Morrison, says that Burkina Faso is not obliged to supply Ghana with tomatoes. However, he notes this could be an opportunity for Ghana to strengthen local production.
We do not need to go anywhere. Our food sufficiency when it comes to tomatoes can be done within the next 6 to 12 months. We need government utmost commitment. We need a national tomato strategy to be for the next 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months to achieve the real objectives. We are capable of doing this. Government should put its trust in the private sector, put money and funding to where it is due, listen to we the technical people, and we will deliver to the good people of Ghana.
As the government prepares to engage Burkina Faso, pressure is mounting to secure an immediate tomato supply. This presents the perfect opportunity for the government to encourage people to venture into agriculture. By supporting the large-scale cultivation of the desired tomato variety, it will not only save foreign exchange but also to create jobs through the agricultural value chain and contribute to national revenue generation. Samuel Adams for TV3 News, Makola, Accra.
So today is a holiday, clearly because of the Eid celebrations, and this year's this year's Eid al-Fitr celebrations or festivities ushering a long weekend for many Ghanaians. While some are taking time off to rest, businesses in the entertainment and informal sectors are preparing for what they expect will be a surge in activity and spending. Christabel Success Trevor is at Oxford Street in Osu to see how the long weekend economy is shaping up.
The long weekend is officially underway, and as you can see here on the Oxford Street in Osu, the celebrations and the early signs have already started kicking in. For many businesses here, this is one of the most important times for them because this is a time for them to make sales and make more money. So come along with me, let's see what is happening on the ground.
Across Osu, vendors are setting up, food is being prepared, and music systems are being tested ahead of what many expect to be a busy weekend. From small roadside businesses to larger centers, businesses say they are ready for increased patronage.
There are some holidays that people patronize. I'm expecting a lot of sales this particular holidays.
During the daytime, it's going normal, but we are expecting more customers, around 4 or 5. Today is more better. than the normal days.
Some businesses say they have increased stock and adjusted their operations to meet expected demand. For them, holidays like this often bring in more customers and higher sales compared to regular weekends.
Like normal days, like them picture from Monday like this, you can sell at least like 4 pack break till 4 o'clock. But today we sold like four already.
Valentine's Day, oh yes, we make a lot of sales. Christmas, same. New Year, I think first 2 weeks in the New Year. Yeah, and Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Yeah, we do. But holidays like St. March, this particular holiday, we don't really make enough sales because people are busy at the beach side and all that. But this particular holiday, so far, we've sold.
However, some businesses say holidays do not always result in increased sales for them.
Some are 50-50.
What do you mean by 50-50?
Okay, it's not like the ordinary days from Monday to Friday. In terms of the holidays, some people go out to celebrate with their family. So we the saloon people like this, when we come work on holiday, you find it somehow difficult.
Rather?
Yeah, for example, this is my first client.
For some customers, the long break offers a chance to relax and spend time with friends and loved ones.
I'm out here today because today is Eid, and we went out and pray at Independence with the National Chief Imam, and I decided to pass by here and then get myself something with my daughter. Because we are in the festive season, we'll go out and then visit family and friends and then have fun with friends. Yeah. And today being Friday, after here we are going for Juma prayers, and probably tomorrow we will cook and then share it among ourselves and then visit each other and then go to maybe sometimes go out and then have fun with friends. 30 days of fasting is not an easy thing, and then as you are fasting you go to work, do other things. So as government give us these 4 days or 2 days holiday plus the weekend, I think it's very, very good.
We plan on just exploring the culture and learning a lot about it, trying different foods that we've never had before. I'm excited to try food, just get to know everyone, get to know the locals. And
This holiday, my children and I will work and cook at home. We will be indoors watching TV.
Business owners remain optimistic that turnout will increase significantly as the weekend progresses.
As this weekend unfolds, many businesses are very, very optimistic that this long celebration will give them the boost they've been hoping for in their particular business. Christabel Success Trevor, TV3 News, Oxford Street, Osu.
Mahama has called on global leaders to end the escalating strikes and tension in the Middle East. Speaking at the National Eid prayers to end the Ramadan fast, he urged cessation of the war, citing its devastating global consequences. Meanwhile, the National Chief Imam says decisive actions must be taken to end the growing trend of student indiscipline and drug abuse.
For 3 weeks straight, Israel and the United States have intensified their war on Iran, killing the country's supreme leader and other top officials with retaliatory strikes from Iran. Actions by these countries have killed thousands of people and caused a rise in crude oil prices as well as threat to global economy. President Mahama, speaking at this year's National Eid prayers, says Muslims in the country and across the world must offer prayers for the superpowers involved.
On this solemn occasion of Eid al-Fitr, I invite all of us to offer prayers for peace in the Middle East. Let us pray that Allah will grant comfort to the bereaved families. Let us pray for healing of those who have been injured. And let us pray for relief to those in distress and wisdom to the leaders of the countries that are fighting to choose dialogue over war. May Allah touch the hearts of the leaders, President Trump, Netanyahu, Mustafa Khamenei, so that this war will come to an end.
The president said Ghana continues to be a shining example of peaceful coexistence and interfaith harmony.
Our diversity of faith and culture is not a weakness, it is rather our strength. This harmony is a precious gift given to us by Allah, and we must protect it. Let us reject anything that will divide us. Let us reject extremism and intolerance. Let us choose dialogue over discord. Let us choose unity over division, and let us choose peace over conflict.
The National Chief Imam, Sheikh Osman Nuhu Shaributu, has expressed grave concern over the growing trend of indiscipline in schools and has pledged his support to tackling social vices like drug abuse.
Today we see students who are able to beat up their own teachers, slap and attack them. During sports, we see how students themselves will destroy all those things that have been provided to make sporting activity an interesting one, an entertaining one. The rising trend of drug abuse, particularly with which the Muslim community is afflicted, it's a matter of concern. Your Excellency Chief Imam says if there is anything that together with him you can do, he's prepared to join you in any program of such importance.
As Muslims end their mandatory one-month fast, they have been urged to join collective effort to protect the environment.
As believers, we must recognize that environmental stewardship is not a mere civic duty or responsibility, but a moral and spiritual obligation rooted in our faith. I therefore call on all Muslims and all citizens to actively participate in all efforts aimed at protecting and preserving our natural environment.
The extra holiday created for Eid has been commended by the National Chief Imam, who says it has helped to resolve earlier challenges with differences in when respective Muslims end their fast. Christian Yale, TV3 News.
In a related development, the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, has called for unity, peace and renewed moral responsibility among citizens as Muslims across the country marked the end of Ramadan. She was speaking at the Eid prayers organized by the Al-Sunnah wal Jama'ah at the forecourt of the State House in Accra.
The Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, noted that fasting, one of the core pillars of Islam, plays a vital role in shaping the lives of Muslims by promoting self-discipline, honesty and compassion.
Ramadan is not only a period of abstaining from food and drink, but a sacred time for nurturing consciousness of Allah, strengthening self-discipline, and refining moral character. This is a spiritual journey that encourages us to abstain from dishonesty, injustice, social vices such as gossip.
Touching on global concerns, she urged citizens to remain mindful of the challenges facing the world and to commit to praying for peace and fostering mutual understanding.
Let us remember the urgent challenges facing our world. These issues call for a renewed global effort to pray for peace, stability, and prosperity. In times of both ease and hardship, it is mutual respect and understanding that will carry us forward.
She further pointed to the coincidence of Ramadan with other significant observances this year as a reminder of shared values such as sacrifice, faith and peaceful coexistence, and called on Ghanaians to use the occasion to promote unity and peace. Former Minister for Finance, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, on behalf of the NPP flag bearer, Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia, wished Muslims well in the celebrations.
His Excellency, former Vice President, has asked me to appeal to you Muslims to pray for our country. The world is faced with uncertainties today. Conflict in Middle East is affecting everybody. Fuel prices, fertilizer prices, food prices, and the general cost of living are increasing all over the world. And therefore, on this occasion, we have a duty to pray for Allah to bring peace to the world. former Vice President has also asked me to call on all Ghanaians to close our ranks in support of our aspirations as a country.
Hundreds of Muslims of the Alus Sunnah wal Jamal gathered to pray and reflect. Evelyn Tinkma, TV3 News, Accra.
Still on the Eid celebration, Muslims in Ghana are being encouraged to deepen peaceful coexistence with Christians and other religious groups as part of efforts to promote national unity and development. Resident Imam at the Masjid Nur Mosque, Ismaila Teta Kuno, insists government must crack down on individuals fueling disunity among religious groupings.
Muslims from Amasaman, Sonitra, Amomole and adjoining communities convene at the Masjid Nur Mosque to mark Eid prayers, an essential Islamic religious activity that climaxes a 30-day period of fasting known as Ramadan. Children, youth, adults and the elderly solemnly took part in the exercise, seeking Allah's blessings, courage and strength to guide them into the future. Delivering a sermon after a brief collective prayer session, resident Imam of the Masjid Nur Mosque, Ismaila Tete Akuno, emphasized the need for Muslims to continue living a righteous and fulfilling life, even after the Eid celebrations.
Ramadan has exposed all of us. All of us have come to see where we fall short. Our deficiencies in terms of the Quran recitation has been exposed. Our deficiencies in terms of zikr has been exposed. My respected brothers and friends, once we've gone through it during the month of Ramadan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not exclude us from the righteous. Allah included us among the righteous. And we're able to do it. It means nothing can stop us to become righteous.
He called for stronger unity between Muslims, Christians and other religious groupings, stressing the importance of tolerance and mutual respect in building a peaceful society. The chief imam of the mosque also called on the government to deal with individuals who use social media platforms to spread messages that fuel tensions between Muslims and Christians.
Both Muslims and Christians believe in one God. Fortunately, we've enjoyed this peace because we understand those principles as our core reference. In times of dispute, we refer to those principles as something that is common, that is binding us. And unfortunately, there are some few people who have been fueling it, to create discrepancies, amongst and differences amongst ourselves. And therefore, we have to warn those people who have been doing that. Anytime we see symptoms of disunity, we have to try to check if it is coming from an individual. And also, I think the government also has a role to play.
The Eid prayers were followed by a feast session where congregants shared meals and celebrated, giving thanks to Allah for a blessed year. The event was organized at the instance of Alhaji Ibrahim, the founder of the Masjid Nur Mosque.
And from the Bono East region, our correspondent Belinda Tete visited the Draman household in Techiman to see how faith, food and community come together during this period.
The day began under a rising sun at the Jacko Senior High School Park, where thousands gathered for the Eid prayers. Among the sea of worshippers was the Dramani family, offering prayers of gratitude, the strength to complete the 30-day fast of Ramadan. But the spiritual devotion quickly transitioned into a labor of love back at the family home. In the Dramani kitchen, the matriarch was already deep into preparations. Large pots of rice simmered over the fire, not just for the family, but for the entire neighborhood. Today is a joyful day for all Muslims because the Prophet Muhammad directed us that on this day we should all make merry and eat and have fun.
Because
the merrymaking is not limited to our family only. It is an order in the Quran. It's part of the Zakat Ifitr. We are supposed to extend alms to our neighbors, especially the less privileged in society. So today, whatever you prepare as a Muslim, you're supposed to consider all your neighbors. Dramani Abdullah urged Muslims to tread towards righteousness even after the Ramadan season.
Back to
Now that the Ramadan is over, I'll urge all Muslims to not go back to a wayward lifestyle. We should all live a righteous life. For the younger generation, the day is about more than just a meal. It is a celebration of identity, community, and love.
Eid is a month of love, happiness, joy. You get to share love with everyone. You connect with your friends and family out there. Within this period, I had lots of blessings, and I also made a lot of prayers. And I know that Almighty Allah will listen to all that I have prayed for.
This day is a great day for Muslims. We have fasted for 30 days, and it's not easy. And we ask Allah to forgive us because it's a month of blessing, a month of mercy. And I'm feeling so good and blessed because it's a great day for all Muslims around the world.
As the day winds down and into the weekend, the spirit of Eid lingers, not just in the meals shared, but in renewed sense of faith, generosity, and togetherness. Belitete TV3 News, Tishiman, Bunu East Region.
Stay with us. We have some more stories for you right after this.
Let's continue with the rest of our stories. And the ferry operating on the Afram Plains route connecting Kwewu Adoso to Echiamanfrom has broken down, disrupting transportation across the area. As a result, passengers have resorted to using canoes and small engine boats, mainly without life jackets, to cross the water, raising serious safety concerns.
Has affected movement between communities and the Kwewu South municipality and the Kwewu Afram Plains South and North districts. The ferry serves as a primary link to both Kwewu Afram Plains South and North, making it a critical transport route. Traders, commuters, and residents have been stranded for hours, with some expressing frustration over the reoccurring situation. They are calling on authorities to urgently repair the ferry and restore reliable service. Several passengers noted that this is not the first time the ferry has broken down, adding that repeated promises to fix the problem is yet to yield lasting results. I just got here and stranded. They're asking us to use the canoes, but I feel that is not safe. Well, it's unfortunate the ferry has broken down, but we are happy about it. The president is coming around on Saturday. He will see the suffering we go through. The ferry remains vital for economic, health, and social activities in the area, and its frequent breakdowns continue to disrupt livelihoods. Meanwhile, President John Mahama is expected in the Afram Plains Enclave on Saturday to inaugurate Phase 1 of a farmer service center. Government has also announced plans to construct a bridge and rehabilitate the Adoso Echiamanfrom Road under the Big Push Infrastructure Initiative. Until these projects are completed, economic activities, access to healthcare, and general mobility in the area remain at a risk.
The Catchment Area Community Alliance, a pressure group in the Prestea-Huni Valley municipality of the Western Region, is calling on President Mahama to fulfill the 2024 campaign promise to revamp underground mining in Prestea. Irama Smith has more in the story.
The Catchment Area Community Alliance on Friday demonstrated through the principal street of Prestea ahead of a meeting with the Chief Executive Officer of the Minerals Commission to register their displeasure over the activities of Heath Goldfields. The group is concerned about the company's capacity to undertake underground mining in the area and insists they would not sit idly by while a group of individuals exploit the mine. It says the company has now resorted to service mining just meters from the main Prestea road without providing any alternative route, and note that the operation is located close to one of the Prestea shafts, a situation they describe as a serious threat to motorists and commuters plying the route.
They have resorted in mining the surface closer to a shaft about 30 meters away from the underground shaft at Bondi. For us Prestea people, the underground is Prestea and Prestea is underground. So we will not sit down unconcerned for Heath Goldfields to come and deteriorate the mines. We have seen that most of the company comes deliberately, whether it is a Ponzi scheme or some scheme that they have adapted to come and exploit from the people of Prestea. When they come, they will leave accumulation of debt, then go.
It says Heath, after their takeover, has sacked about 800 people from the company, and they will resist any attempt if it fails to do the right thing. They are also calling on President John Dramani Mahama to fulfill the 2024 campaign promise he made to revamp underground mining in Prestea.
We will resist what the company is doing. We will not give them the breathing space to operate if they do not do the right thing. To cut it short, we are telling the government, we are appealing to the government, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to focus in Prestea. He should remember that he promised the Prestea, good people of Prestea, that when he comes, he will make sure that the underground mine is revamped. He will give the mine to a very credible investor.
But it will be recalled that the managing director of Heath Goldfields, Patrick Appiah-Mensah, has stated that the company has employed some 1,400 workers with about 80% drawn from the host communities. He had added that the company is still conducting a feasibility study on the Pristia underground mine.
We are finalizing feasibility study on the Pristia underground mine. This study focuses on deploying modern, efficient, and technology-driven underground mining methods that will enhance safety, production, and cost effectiveness.
Meanwhile, the Catchment Area Community Alliance has announced plans to demonstrate at the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Minerals Commission, and the Presidency to present their petition to President John Dramani Mahama for the revocation of his Goldfields mining lease on Tuesday, March 24, 2026. Irama Smith, TV3 News, Pristia.
We have sports news coming up shortly. Do stay with us.
When you're going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The Luxury acrylic paint.
Paint me champion. When you're going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The Luxury acrylic paint.
All right, listen up. Colgate is on a mission. It's kind of a big thing. Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate Science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
New Colgate Herbal with Salt combines traditional nature's herbs with a pinch of salt and Colgate Science. A natural recipe for teeth and healthy gums.
The Ghana Exim Bank is 10 years old. Hooray! And to a decade of enabling export trade and industrial transformation, resetting Gexim for the
Ghana exited at the group stage with Dauda serving as the team's first choice goalkeeper. The 2022 World Cup in Qatar also included a locally based option. Lawrence Atizigi of St. Gallen was the first choice. Abdul Manaf Nuruddin of UPenn served as second choice, while Asante Kotoko's Danlad Ibrahim was named as the third choice goalkeeper. Although there were early expectations of possible rotation, Danlad did not feature as Ghana once again exited the tournament at the group stage. As the 2026 FIFA World Cup approaches, there is growing optimism that the goalkeeper from the domestic league could finally make his debut at the tournament. House of Folks Benjamin Asare has emerged as a strong candidate after establishing himself as the Black Stars #1 following Ghana's victory over Madagascar in Morocco during the qualifiers.
One of your players was a big talking point in the build-up to the last game, Benjamin Asare, about whether he was good enough, about whether the stats backed the decision to pick him, whether he was a ball-playing goalkeeper enough. What's been the one thing about him that's convinced you, at least up to the stage, that he deserves to be Ghana #1, and the reason why, if he is in the same form, you will take him to the World Cup?
Yeah, I mean, it's always close decision. And what with him, what was the turning point was the last trainings. So when we invited him, he really trained well. He was really had this self-consciousness. He was pushing the players, organizing, doing everything we could to win this training match. And this really convinced us, not only me, also our goalkeeper coach and the department of coaches, to give him a chance. And it's interesting that, let's say, the last week, I have to say, Atizigi was also really good in training. So the goalkeepers are pushing themselves, and that's what we want. And the same with the players. We want a solid, natural, and a positive concurrence situation where each and every player is pushing each other.
But you obviously you think Asare is international level, but how good a goalkeeper is he?
Yeah, he's really good. He has his. I think his strength definitely on the line. Shot blocking and on the line, and there's still room to improve, but I think he's growing from game to game.
Since making his debut for Ghana against Chad in 2025, Asare has played 14 matches, keeping 10 clean sheets while conceding just 6. Currently preferred ahead of Atizigi and other options, Asare says his motivation comes from the desire to maintain the trust and confidence of Ghanaians.
It is so far them person catch fans ni support the Ghana mining and say mejuma de bia me da so akansa ejuma ni say mejuma ade no me person me na Ghana for say omu jimi tum say metimi aye ana kepa bia so ni on ma obobon so yetimi nchen ba mbe so omu nya jide di omu na omu say baby metimi aye na omu ja fa jide na ede etami.
While his selection continues to spark debate among fans, Asare's performances at the domestic level present a strong case for the faith shown in him by head coach Otto Addo. In the ongoing 2025-2026 Ghana Premier League season, he kept 11 clean sheets, just 15 appearances for Heart of Folk. The big question, however, remains: will Benjamin Asare be Ghana's undisputed #1 at the 2026 FIFA World Cup?
Absolutely trust that we need to support not just the goalkeeper but the entire team as they prepare for the friendlies and then later in a few months going to the United States for the World Cup. We'll be bringing you major bulletins here on TV3 about sporting development and how the Black Stars are preparing for that tournament. That's it for sports on News 360. Stay with us. We'll be back with entertainment.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by GTP Lifestyle and Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil. Powered by 3 Entertainment.
Well, a good evening and a happy Eid to all our Muslim brothers and sisters. You're welcome to the entertainment news segment here on News360. My name is Noella Donko. Now, TV3 is once again taking the Ghana Month celebration beyond the studio and onto the road. Now, the 4-day Ghana Month expedition kicked off on Thursday, March 19, setting the stage for an exciting journey across the country. The expedition will take participants through 3 key regions, Eastern, Ashanti, and Central, offering a rich blend of tourism, culture, and historical exploration. Here are some highlights from day 1 of the expedition.
On Thursday, March 19, the TV3 Ghana Month expedition officially set off from Accra, following a warm and colorful send-off at the Ghana Village at the TV3 premises.
Hi guys, so it's the TV3 expedition, day 1. And this is the 4th edition. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all geared up. We're ready to explore 3 regions. We are starting off day 1 as a driver, and make sure you get to your destination. Eastern region, here we come.
Patrons boarded the bus in high spirits, filled with excitement and anticipation for what promises to be an unforgettable 4-day journey. This year's expedition will take participants across 3 key regions, Eastern, Ashanti and Central, offering a unique blend of tourism, culture and rich historical experiences. The team made its first stop in the Eastern region at Ohene Cocoa Farms, where patrons enjoyed a brief but insightful tour of the eco-friendly cocoa farm, gaining first-hand knowledge of Ghana's celebrated cocoa. Stay with 3 Entertainment for more updates and exclusive highlights from the 4-day Ghana Month expedition.
And we will definitely be giving you some highlights on that expedition. But that's it for the entertainment news segment here on News360. My name is Noella Donko.
Thank you so much, Noel. On the international front, Chad intends to deploy 800 police officers and gendarmes to Haiti this year to participate in an international force to help Haiti's police fight powerful armed gangs. The Chadian forces are expected to arrive by June after receiving training from European and American partners. Dominican Republic Foreign Minister Roberto Alvarez said this week that the UN-backed gang suppression force would reach its full capacity of 5,500 by October.
We hope you enjoy the bulletin and still enjoying what is left of the holiday. My name is Martin Asiedu Dati.
And I am Portia Gabo. Enjoy the long weekend. Good evening.